You could have broken it.
Why?
What?
Is that necessary?
Yeah, why is it necessary?
Well, he checked his, and I was just like, should I be checking it?
Are you not curious?
I took shower.
Yeah.
I took shower.
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 I was channeling my mom there. Welcome back to BakaTaka. This is episode 32 for us.
3-2.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been about 2 months since we last got together.
Has it been 2 months?
Let me see.
Something like that.
Let me see.
Has it been 2 months?
So hold up.
It's been a while.
It was about 3 weeks when I put out the last. It took me 3 weeks to make the last episode, and the last episode has been out for 3 weeks, so it's been a month and a half.
Okay, so basically when the stay-at-home order like went
Yeah,
out.
man. It's been so long. It's good to be back together, though. I mean, I'm just glad that now we're like actually allowed to like stop in, see each other, get together, play games, talk, podcast with the bros,
with the boy.
To be fair, I see Chase like every day.
That's fair. You guys work together,
so
and I see Chase like twice a week because we run the
like 4 times a week technically if you count Zoom.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, true.
Okay, so basically Corona hasn't changed much for us.
But this is like the first time we've gathered in the abode that we normally record in.
Correct.
And we're recording again.
We are, and there's a lot to talk about.
I guess it's going to be kind of depressing because it's probably going to be a lot of Corona news.
I mean,
no.
we're not
like,
talking about Corona.
Well, there's going to be things related to Corona. Like
Corona conversation will last 30 more seconds, and then we're banned.
No, it's going to last longer because this season of anime has pretty much been indefinitely delayed because of Corona.
You're right.
That's fair.
We
can still talk about the shows that are getting delayed that are really good and you should watch when they're not delayed anymore.
Correct.
Because we are watching some stuff, but I think the first thing we need to go over is Persona 5.
We went over the last time.
Did we?
Because, we did. Yeah. It's like the thumbnail.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Was I here for that?
Yeah. It was like the week after P5 came out?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, because Eric had already beaten it by that point.
Did it only take you a week?
Yeah. Well, it took me like 2 weeks.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then quick update from me. I'm 140 hours in, and I'm on the 3rd semester. I'm going to beat it soon.
That's so
and I'm happy.
weird hearing that.
I'm so happy.
George's 140 hours.
It didn't even take me 100 hours to beat the original.
I was going to say it took me about 110.
I was like right at like 125 to beat the original. The original stuff, yeah.
They still added some stuff.
Yeah.
Not that much. I
wouldn't say that much, but they added
right.
some
But
stuff.
oh my gosh, that game is just so good. But like you said, we already talked about it. We need to move on. What are we talking about now?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I haven't played it.
I didn't get to talk about that last time.
Talk about
it. I was playing Persona 5.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I went through Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay.
Phenomenal game. I am glad. So I was worried going into it because I hated the combat of Final Fantasy 15. Absolutely hate. I broke a controller.
Wait, just to be clear, the remake, does it follow the same game mechanic system, battle mechanic as 15 does?
Generally, yeah. So there's the whole stagger mechanic. They've got other things loosely related to the Final Fantasy 15 combat system, but like each character has their own fighting style, and they all have different advantages and disadvantages.
Okay.
But I was worried going into the game because I hated 15's fighting mechanic.
15 was all right.
From what I understand, I know very little about. I've only played maybe 2 or 3 Final Fantasy games. 2 of them being like side story games.
Yeah.
And the ones I did play were turn-based. They were not the live fights.
You played like
stuff.
the Crystal Chronicles or something?
Yeah, Crystal Chronicles, 4 Heroes, some other random ones. I think 3 on the DS maybe.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm not familiar with 15, or I've never played 7. I've never played 7 Remake.
Yeah.
But I have heard that a lot of people weren't huge fans of the 15 combat system, right?
Yeah, I hated it.
Okay.
It was. I either didn't understand it, or there was just.
It was very weird.
Okay.
It's very weird because like you lock on the guys and like you attack and then you kind of go into a combo.
Yeah, well,
when you attack, and like you can't really stop it.
Yeah, I didn't understand the nuances of fighting bosses and how to stagger them.
Right.
So either I'm dumb, or it's just the combat. Well,
I
don't think there's an extreme of it being black and white. There's probably a gray area where people were playing normally at.
Yeah, I got to the point where you had to go down that temple.
I know for a fact,
and that's where I'm like,
I'm pretty dumb. But I mean, just like I didn't like the combat. I literally broke a controller playing 15.
That's amazing.
I got through the game, but I broke a controller playing 15.
What system was that?
PS4.
I played on PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but you used a controller.
Yeah. Okay, because I'm not using a mouse and
keyboard. So an Xbox controller.
It was a PS4 controller.
Okay, that's a little more.
No, not the DualShock 4.
The PS4 controllers are not as heartily built as the Xbox controllers.
It was
in my experience, so I understand
also.
That. Okay,
but at least they can.
You have that going for
it. Had a reason to be.
At least they can use a charger.
But I was playing it. I just Hulk smashed it on my table. I was mad. I immediately got on Amazon and bought a new one.
That's amazing.
But I was worried going into the 7 remake that I wasn't going to like the combat. But I got through the game. I absolutely love the combat. Because each character is different. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
The only thing is you do have to play the original Final Fantasy VII to understand a lot of stuff in Remake. Because I think they did the Brotherhood route. So where they assume you read the manga or watched the original series.
So from pretty much everything I've heard one person online like praise it, and like I've heard pretty much everyone else like just hating it. And so at the same time, the guys who hate it are like guys who don't typically like modern games.
Oh, okay.
And stuff.
I think the game's phenomenal. Yeah. I think they did a really good job of remaking the game into this whole. So like when you're playing Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 1, you don't understand a lot of the background textures or what they're trying to convey. Because it's PlayStation 1 era graphics.
Yeah.
But now when you're going through Midgar, like you're going through the slums, you can see all the people. You see this poorly rendered textures being brought to life. So it's really fun to see
that is really
how
cool.
They depict Midgar now. And so life and this Mecha City.
Yeah. So 7, the original, is what, like a 100-hour game or something like that?
Not even that. It's
probably,
it's not? I mean,
60, 70?
That's fair, yeah. Fair ballpark.
And from what I understand, 7 the remake isn't all of 7. It's like the first third.
It's like
it's not even
it's like the first half of the first disc.
Yeah.
How many discs were in
3?
3?
Yeah, there's 3 discs.
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I heard, people said like Midgar is like 10 hours, if that.
Yeah, and so in the original Final Fantasy VII, if you blaze through it, you can get through Midgar like as just a normal dude.
Work phone.
You said you silenced your phone.
It is silenced. That's somebody else's.
That was
phone.
My work phone.
Wow. Okay, next.
But anyways, if you kind of know what you're doing, you're not a speedrunner or anything, you can blaze through Midgar in like 6 to 8 hours.
Okay, and they stretched that to about 30 for this.
Yes.
My question is, do we get some of the Hobbit effect because of that? Where they took something that was really short in the original and then they stretch it. Did we have an issue? Oh my. What are you doing?
There's going to be a flood of that.
Let me turn that off. Keep talking.
Yeah. So my question is, like I said, how much of it was like, are they making this needlessly longer? Did it feel kind of like tedious at some points? Because the only review that I watched was Video Game Donkey, and he did not have a great review of the game. But again, he's a comedic reviewer.
Yeah.
He says himself he does not care for JRPGs.
Right.
So his review is not one of like, hey, is this a good game or not? It's just content.
I might not be the best person at it because I'm obviously going to be biased. I'm looking through rose-tinted goggles.
Yeah, that's fun.
But I think they did so all the side stuff you can just ignore if you really want to.
Mm-hmm.
You can just kind of go through the game and do whatever.
Yeah.
And probably beat it in 15-20 hours.
Yes.
So I think them stretching it out, I think, is not bad. Like, it's hard to gauge. It's going to be a trilogy. So it's hard to gauge where they're going to end where.
Yeah.
What they're going to keep, what they're going to cut, like what they're going to add and all this.
So quiet, Chase. Get back in that chair. That nice leather chair.
What's wrong with it?
It's gonna... This is what George is trying to avoid.
I'm trying my best. I'm not moving around too much.
I was very like stealthily until I sat down. Like you saw me get in here.
Back to 7.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job of depicting what needs to be depicted and bringing to life all the stuff that you were just kind of imagining in your head.
Yes.
And trying to make the game real.
That is really cool.
Now, I think they did a phenomenal job. All the new materia is fun. The new fighting style is fun. And it's all fairly cool. The only things I had some trouble with, obviously, there's got to be cons and there's pros.
Yeah.
The cons are, I wish they just let you play around with Red 13 at the end. So Red 13 is a character that you get in the game and stays with you the entire game.
Oh.
But he's a guest character at the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake that you have no control over what he does.
Oh, what?
But so the thing in this game is there's these things called materia, right?
Yeah.
And you can see them on all your characters' equipment now, which is really cool. It's like when Cloud's Buster Sword's on his back, you can see the materia you've placed in there.
Oh.
So there's different colored materia, and you can literally see what's been placed.
And I'm guessing those just provide like weapon bonuses type stuff.
They provide magic and various minor stat increases.
Okay.
But on Red 13, you can see on his I guess his weapon or his accessory, he has a collar on, and you can see the materia in it. Like you can't change anything with Red 13. You can't do anything with them. So it's a little frustrating that they're like, it's like a giant cock tease. Like you can't do anything with him, but you know he's there, right? Okay. You know his function.
Yeah. And
it's really bothersome. It's like, just let us play around with him for a few hours. And then my only other qualm is, this is probably the big thing you've heard from everybody if you've read reviews, is the ending is weird AF.
I did not know that.
It's such a different ending. It feels like a Kingdom Hearts game when you're going through the ending of Remake. Sephiroth feels like a Kingdom Hearts villain now.
I mean, he's felt like a Kingdom Hearts
I'm guessing
villain.
That's a bad thing.
He's felt like a Kingdom Hearts villain since like Advent Children.
Yes. Well, it's like when Kingdom Hearts came out and Sephiroth was put in that, they kind of shifted Sephiroth more towards this Kingdom Heartsy villain.
You don't understand the darkness.
Yeah, instead of like this this psycho breed person he was before,
right?
With like all these different motives and Genova completely rewiring him and make him super crazy. Now it's just like he just feels Kingdom Heartsy, and the entire like final boss and Remake was like a Kingdom Hearts fight.
Okay,
so that's my biggest qualm with the game.
Yeah.
And that's probably, I think, everybody's biggest qualm in the game, even if looking through rose-tinted goggles.
I mean, from what I've seen of the combat looks like a Kingdom Hearts game, but very Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So I did, like I said, I haven't had any experience with the original, and I haven't really had any experience with the remake. I was lying there a little bit. I did play the demo.
Yes, you did.
I did play the demo. And I think I mentioned that before in the last podcast,
I think you did, yeah.
So I played the demo.
Because I think I mentioned I played the demo.
And I got a little bit of an introduction with the characters at the start of the game. I don't remember any of their names, aside from Cloud, but who I knew about Cloud before I even knew Final Fantasy VII.
Because he's in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, actually. That's 100% correct. Yep. Before Smash Brothers, he didn't exist for me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, so I played the game. What's the girl's name at the beginning?
Tifa?
No, not Tifa.
Jessie. She got a last name in this game.
Well, apparently in the original, she dies super quick. Did she? And there's no background for her really, from what I understand. Does she die in this game?
Yes.
Okay, so she dies in this.
So she has a ton of character development.
Yes.
They explain a lot about her. They give her backstory. You meet her family. Well, you don't meet her family, but you go to her house.
Yeah.
And she's really fleshed out. They really flesh out Biggs, Wedge, and Jessie.
Okay.
Like they give her a last name and everything, but she still dies.
Yes. Are you in favor of this or not in favor of this?
I'm in favor.
Good.
I'm glad Biggs dies. The only thing is Wedge dies in the original, but he stays alive in the remake.
He does. Okay.
Yes.
That'll be interesting.
So in the original, so basically what happens is you're climbing up this pillar to stop the Turks from blowing up the plate to blame it on Avalanche, your terrorist group that you're working with.
Yeah.
Right, as one does.
Yeah. So in the original, Wedge falls off the pillar.
Oh.
and lands in front of you and gives his final dying words. And this one, they introduced this grappling gun at some point that all
just
the characters
like Persona 5.
That were using for like story related stuff.
Yeah.
And he pulls that out and does it and survives and stuff.
Okay.
So he doesn't die, but Biggs and Jesse still die.
Okay. I wanted to know because, as aforementioned, the only review I've seen was Video Game Donkeys, and it seemed like the only like valid criticism he really had for the game that wasn't like humor based was the fact that they gave so much story to a character that essentially in the first game didn't really matter at all. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to get the take of someone who actually, you know, played the original, played the remake, was a fan of JRPGs, and would provide some kind of an analysis on it.
Hey, yeah, that's
that
me.
Would be a little bit more.
Hey, yeah, that's me.
And I was like, I know a guy who's done those things.
Who could it be?
And has an opinion, and
me.
will share it.
That's me.
So I just wanted to know what your take on that. So it makes me happy to know that fans of the game are fans of the things that they're doing in the remake.
Yeah.
So it's still, I mean, to me, it honestly sounds like it's almost exactly what happened with The Hobbit. No one, I don't think, says the Hobbit movies are bad. They just say they did things that they didn't necessarily need to do, and they stretched things. But at the end of the day, we all understand they made it because of money.
Yeah.
So
going to I remember reading The Hobbit for a book report I did like 9th or 10th grade. And then after they did the first movie, I was like, oh, The Hobbit was good. And then they made 2 more movies. I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah, why are they making 3 books on the shortest book in the entire...
So that actually leads me to another question. And I think this is the last question I have about this. When I watched The Hobbit, having already read the Hobbit books, the thing that made me the most upset wasn't that they stretched it out or what they added. It was the fact that they stretched it out and added stuff, but then there were things in the original book they didn't do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, where's Tom Bombadil kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? How did you just skip an entire, like, character that you could have, like, made amazing?
Yeah.
Is there a moment like that in Final Fantasy VII, or do they pretty much hit all the notes you expected them and wanted them to hit?
So they hit pretty much everything.
Okay.
And they added some stuff that was good. There's just side stuff that was fun.
Okay, I like that.
So I don't think there's anything that they took out that I... Okay, so the only thing... Okay. So when you go to 7th Heaven for the first time, you're... There's a... The Avalanche team, the terrorist group that Barrett leads or is with, they all take a pinball machine and ride it down to the secret base to have a meeting. And you normally all go down there to do that.
Yeah.
Well, this time they all go down there, and you just stay up top and play darts.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So I thought that was a little... Because originally you go down there and you talk with all of them to... Basically you're funding to be a mercenary to be with them. But you don't do that this time. And I'm just like, Because there was a whole scene when we first get to 7th Heaven. They go down there. Barrett slowly rides down. And then you see the other members of Avalanche do like little flips and stuff. And they all jump down there. And Cloud goes down there eventually. And I'm just like,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did it... I mean, moving forward in the story from there, did it seem like there was a reason they changed it, or
no?
It just seemed kind of like a weird.
I think they're just I think they changed it a little to make Cloud feel more excluded because he's not an Avalanche member. He's literally just a mercenary.
Yeah.
So I think they're just they changed that to make it feel like they're more of a group. They're more together, and you're just the side guy who happened to be there making money.
I mean, it's
a valid change. It's just it was different. I was like, oh,
right.
Okay.
And then one point you have to dress up as a girl.
I like this.
To sneak into Don Corneo's mansion to save Tifa, to get information, to get somewhere. Not to spoil a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of side mini games you had to do to get the right gear. So basically you had to get makeup, you had to get a massage to look the part, you had to get a nice dress, and you had to get the right women's underwear.
I love this.
Yes. Well, it's
worth all $50, $60?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Absolutely.
Sign me up.
In the original PS1, you do a bunch of side stuff in the slums to get all the stuff you need. In this one, you're just doing random side quests that you do in the original game, but you don't get the items that you got in the original game. So they changed it where you talk to Andrea, the guy in the original, at the Bumblebee Hotel, you do a dancing mini game, like playing Persona 5, like Persona Dancing All Night.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then once you do that, then he changes you into a woman. The only thing that changes in this game is the dress that you get.
Okay.
And the dress only changes based on which choices you make up to that point.
So there's different dresses based on which choices you've made. That's
but in
hilarious.
the original, you had to guess which set of gear was the one Don Corneo wanted. That's, I guess, a big difference. Oh. It was more fun, like going through the squatting mini game and running around talking to people and trying to mix and match this stuff. And this one is just Cloud automatically wins.
Yeah.
And you just do one forced mini game to get the set of women's.
Okay, now that does sound like a downgrade to me.
That is a big downgrade.
Because I mean, with 2020 graphics, we could have made this amazing.
Yeah,
it was almost art.
Yeah,
but like just another video game, I guess.
But like they kept the squatting mini game from the first one, which was a big hit.
Okay,
so it's just like small things like that.
That's cool.
But it's just like I wish they just picked up what they had in the first game and plopped it over in a remake because it was so much fun. But I mean, that's probably my biggest like Hobbit comparison of like changes and downgrades of what they could have done. But I mean, that's all I really got on Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's a great game.
How many out of 10? How many out of 10? Just number out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10. Whoa. Okay, that's a certified. You should play it if you're interested.
Oh yeah.
If you're interested, play the game.
Oh yeah. I got it for my. It's too long.
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Bad's gonna make it. Yeah.
Easy peasy. Well, Chase, you've been playing some stuff.
Yes, I have. So, man. After that one time when we were playing Revelations 2 and stuff like that, I got on.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was a couple months ago.
That's when I was still VGC battling Pokemon.
Cool.
I got a little hype on Resident Evil, so I bought 7 and 2 remake. 2 remake, yeah. And
also you can be ready to play the 3 remake.
Yes, because I really want to. I saw stuff for 3, and I'm like, man, I really want to play 3 because it looks closer to 6 than it does to like, OG kind of stuff like that. Like zombies are like, you just have like a lot more ammo. Zombies are like pieces of paper, you just shoot through them and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so I'll play through 7 and I'll play through 2 before I play through 3, because they were the 2 recent ones that came out.
Fair enough.
So I played through 7, pretty not hard, pretty easy. It like
7 was very different.
Very
classic.
Well, it's mostly just a creepy game, right? It's just a dirty, uncomfortable, ugly
It's
place.
more true to survival horror. Than...
No zombies. There's literally just kind of like mud creatures, and then there's the family there that's been like mutated and stuff like that.
The Baker family?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's the Bakers. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and the dad just like doesn't die. The son just like, he's like, I'm gonna play tricks on you, and then the mom's like, I like bugs.
The mom section creeped me out the most.
She looks disgusting.
She's awful.
Everything in the game looks disgusting, and it's the story feels very westernized. It doesn't feel Japanese, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I
think all of Resident Evil feels like that in general.
I disagree with that. I think because have you played like Revelations?
Oh no.
The way Revelations is like portrayed, it's kind of like a Japanese like crime show, like the way the story's kind of told, and then like supernatural, like zombies are like kind of like there and mutated creatures and stuff like that. But it ends there, like it'll play by episode chapters and stuff like that, and they'll be like, last time on Resident Evil Revelations and stuff like that kind of thing and stuff. And it's like all the characters are very like mysterious, and they're just like, what are you doing here? And it's just like, you don't need to be worrying about that right now. And then they're like, you're just like on a boat, and it's like you get captured and all your weapons get stolen away, and it's like, what am I doing here? Like, why didn't you just kill me at this point?
Right. Yeah, but it's just like RE2, 3, especially 4, they all felt super westernized.
Yeah.
No.
So
from what I've seen, I think I tend to agree with Eric. They are very
5 and 6 are very Japanese.
I mean, they're super Japanese because they go over the top.
Yeah.
Yes. Like 2, 3, and 4 were like super Westernized.
It's like the way they play, though. Like the story. Like,
I wasn't really talking about the gameplay. I was talking more like the story setting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like 2, 3, and 4. It's like Raccoon City is basically
just like just a normal
American
city.
I can agree with that.
Why not?
I can agree with that.
And 4 is literally just a bunch of Spanish-speaking zombies saying "Aquí están."
Right. Just like
so.
But yeah, 7 was fun. I actually enjoyed my time with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't overstay its welcome. 2 is very.
Well, wait. Before you move on to 2, we got to get those important numbers out of 7.
Oh, out of 7?
How many out of 10? What are you rating 7 out of 10?
It's like a 6 out of 10.
It's like 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's above average. It's good.
And before we move on, you also played it in VR for at least a little bit before you decided to eventually.
So
I want to know what you thought about that.
So for starters, it was like getting very terrifying playing it in VR. The VR is very sluggish in comparison. The VR slows everything down. Your character can't move as fast. There's no character animation, so like you'll like click interact with something, and the thing will interact, whereas your character will actually interact with it when you're not in VR.
So does it feel like a very like, hey, let's just make this a quick VR mod to it?
Like it was almost an afterthought.
Yes and no.
Where it's just like, hey, we have the capability of doing this. Let's just throw it together real quick.
Yes and no. It's more. I would say it's more of the limitations of the PlayStation VR.
Okay.
Because the PlayStation VR it doesn't use the Move controllers. It uses the controller in your hand, and you aim with your face.
So I can actually weigh in just a little bit here. After we had our conversation about you saying the VR felt sluggish, and then you realized how much faster the game seemed to move when you just played it normal TV screen controller. I actually watched a speed run of 7 shortly after, and I believe they were playing on PC, but I believe that the game works the same for VR on PS4 and PC as well as all that.
It depends on if on PC you're still using mouse and keyboard.
But what they were saying was in the game at certain points, because of speedrunning strats, at certain points of the game it will slow things down so you get a better effect in VR. And even when you're not playing in VR, it'll still slow those scenes down. Just essentially not because you need the slowdown to make it more effect. It's just, hey, we already programmed it to slow down. Let's just leave it slowed down because it doesn't matter, kind of thing. So that they'll actually they'll do quick save, pause, reset kind of stuff during those scenes to speed it back up again instead of the slowdown.
Right.
So from what I understand from what they were saying, the game actually runs at the same speed in VR as it does when you're playing in normal mode.
You're
except
saying,
for those certain cinematic areas where it slows the game down.
So this wasn't any cinematic area.
I think you're saying the actual movement is slow because in VR you gotta move point by point by point by point instead of just a constant flowing movement.
Okay.
So in VR, when you have the controller in your hand, you move the left stick to move. The headset is basically your right stick in a sense, and you can shift movement with it and stuff like that, and you can do the quick turn with it. This was points like when you get out of the car and you get to the mansion, or not the mansion, their house or whatever in the woods, and you're walking through the woods and so that. And it's like even in running motion,
it just feels slow.
It's very slow.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
It might just be field of view. Has a big effect on how you perceive how things quickly move. Yeah,
the wider it is, the faster.
It's also because you also have to consider if it's processing for the headset's constantly moving because your head's slightly moving ever so slightly all the time and stuff like that, which means that if you're doing that with without the headset, so that would be you're constantly moving the control stick just a little, even just a nudge all the time.
Okay.
So
because it might be like I was saying with the field, it might be the Call of Duty and Halo effect because the two games have different field of view. they move at the same speed, but you have a different field of view.
Because Halo is really wide and makes you feel like you're just speeding through things.
Yes. So I'm just saying, like with the VR headset, since it's like right there,
it's going to be really narrow.
Yeah. So it might just be, it's running at the same speed, just what you're seeing and perceiving feels slower.
Still, a really cool experience to try
that's
the
my
game
take
in VR.
on it. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying that's one.
You guys should try it after.
We could try. And we could just get rid of this whole conversation because we just know what it's like. All right, tell us about 2, because you're the only one who's played 2 so far, right?
So 2, 2 is.
I've only watched runs of it.
Yeah, I marathon speedrun videos for a month after it came out. That's what I did.
2 is like, it's very like I love the over the shoulder kind of style of the Resident Evil games. Mm-hmm. I like the backtracking, doing the stuff like find this, go here and stuff like that. I hate being chased by characters.
Oh man,
it's so because it's like I can't even think of what I'm supposed to even like I have all these items. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can't even think about it because I'm just constantly like listening. Like, is there footsteps? Is there footsteps? Okay, he's following me. How do I lose him? Like, where do I go? Do I go this way? Do I just keep running one direction and he'll eventually stop? Will he just turn around? Like, what's the AI doing? How do I get around the AI?
I see what you mean.
And it's like
it's almost too much. Like, it's you're being chased so much, it's keeping you from actually playing the game.
Exactly. Because I can't even think of what I'm supposed to do next.
Okay.
Because
because we just watched him load up a save, and in the save room he's literally being chased by Mr. X when he's trying to figure out which keys he has.
Yeah. And I'm like, I have all these keys. I don't even know which doors are locked because I mean, I can't remember which doors are locked and stuff like that because I can't really remember my way around, and everything's so dark. Yeah. There's zombies around everywhere, and I only have like 3 hits of health. Mm-hmm. But I've already taken a hit. I don't have any health packs. I don't have any ammo. My knife is in some zombie's body somewhere. And I go grab it. And Mr. X is like right beside me, and he's just like, I'm going to punch you. I'm going to punch you.
Well, I think that's a totally valid complaint with the game because like I said, I watched a lot of this game. And I love the style of game it is where you have to go find a thing. You find a thing, you realize you can't do it, you have to go find another thing and then bring it back. I like that backtracking. I like that it's a nice closed area for most of the game. You kind of do go other places at certain points, but then those other locations, you essentially do the same thing.
Right.
But like I said, I watched a lot of this game and a lot of the speed runs, and I like how technical it is and like how people figure out how what they can do to load things before you're supposed to and do this and that. Like all the multitasking, I like that process. And I think that the being chased, if you weren't being chased throughout the whole game, I don't think the game would be nearly as good as it is. But I understand completely when you say, I'm being chased so much, it's keeping me from actually playing the game. Like there's a point where the chase keeps it from being just a recreational, I'm enjoying playing this game, and it's just like it's almost a chore to play this game now. Like it almost needs to be as like a slider. Like right now it's at like a 100%. I'm being chased all the time. I want it to go down to like a 60, so like I've got some leeway to actually play the game. I know what you mean.
I would say I would even take it farther and stuff like that because the zombies give you enough trouble as it is. They literally, if they touch you, they are taking a hit. If you don't have a knife with you, or a like flash grenade or something like that, you can't stop them from hurting you.
But see,
they hurt you, and then it's like, okay, now I only have 2 hits left, so I have to use my health packs, which means if I don't have any of those, I can't use those. And on top of that, there's the wall crawlers, which are like impossible, like almost impossible. I think I've killed like one of them.
They are tough.
I killed like one of them. I get in all this grenade launcher ammo, and like a grenade launcher is nowhere in sight to be found. I have like 24 rounds of this thing, and it doesn't even exist yet.
Yeah.
I have a shotgun stock or a rifle stock, but the rest of the gun isn't there. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I have a key card to the...
There are not very many weapons in this police station.
Yeah.
With all these policemen zombies and that I'm killing and could loot.
They respawn, and they also walk into the main area safe room now and stuff like that. So I'm like, if they just kept it like that, that'd still be hard enough as is and stuff like that. But now Mr. X is here, and it's like, the game is literally like work.
Have you tried playing on an easier difficulty?
I think I'm playing on normal.
You should play on easy then.
I don't want to play on easy.
I'm gonna chase by playing on easy.
Yeah,
that's not fun.
Apparently, it's not. It's already not fun.
Well, I don't. I don't necessarily think that would be better because like Mr. X would still be Mr. X at the point, right?
I see what you're saying, but like I said, I think that being chased adds to the game. I think if you take the being chased away from it, those zombies, like you said, if they grab you, you are taking damage unless you have a way to like keep them like
we'll
a
put
knife
a pause
or
on this real quick.
Flash or whatever. But like they're not super hard to walk around. In most locations, there's enough open space you can go around them, or you can kind of juke them, or you can just pull them one direction and then go around them.
Let's go back to the chase thing.
Without being chased, they become a lot less of a threat. And your ammo count goes up just because you've got less places you'll need to use it.
Yeah.
It makes the game so much easier by not being chased. I think the chase adds so much.
We'll go back to the chase. There's no hiding.
There is no hiding. That's true. There's no hiding.
But in 7 you can hide. So it's not you can hide like it's not like you hide under this bed or something like that. It's like go around the corner, like get out of line of sight and you're like good. It's not the fact that like
you have to get pretty far before Mr. X kind of loses you when he just goes back to one.
If he walked into a room and I could like crouch behind something and stuff like that, and he could like look around and stuff, because you wouldn't be able to hide from him if there were zombies in the room.
Yeah.
Which means because you would have to fight the zombies. So if he came in and there's like zombies in the room, it's like, okay, I can't hide from him and I gotta fight these zombies and get around all this and stuff.
That is true. I know that there are some kind of mechanics that decide whether or not he knows where you is, but it's not communicated in the game.
Yeah.
There's no communication. Is it based on sight? Is it based on, oh, you're in the same room, he just knows? Is it sound? There's no user interface that says, oh, it tells you if he's following you. You'll know that because he'll be following you. But that's it. Like, you don't get like he can't see me, I'm fine right here.
Even other games like Slenderman and stuff like that, where you're being chased by the Slenderman.
Yeah.
Even that has like game mechanics that you can still get around. Like when he gets close to you, you know how the screen gets all fuzzy and stuff like that? Yeah. You can walk through him.
Yeah, you can.
The game's not over when it gets super fuzzy. You're still playing the game. You just can't see anything.
Yeah. It
just gets harder. So it's like if he blocks your way, you walk through him. You make sure you know where you're going and stuff like that, so you don't get stuck on a wall or whatever. But you walk through him. It'll get really fuzzy to the point where you're like about to lose, and then it'll just start fading away. And you get past it.
That game's creepy. Oh man, I did not like that.
Yeah, but it's like there's ways to get around it. Whereas Mr. X, it's like the way to get around him is use items, and if you don't have any items, then you get punched in the face.
Yeah. Or you run away.
Right?
Yeah.
He does punch you in the face. That is a fact.
I really like it, but it's like hurting me to play.
It's on the it's leaning onto the side of tedium, which is not. It's just not fun when
I just keep thinking about 3, and I'm just like 3, where you have a lot more ammo. Mm-hmm. You know, the gameplay's still there. You know, the find this, go this way, and stuff like that. There's more ammo, so you don't have to conserve as much and stuff like that. Which is also, I'm a real big fan of 6. 6 is so much fun.
You like the action. Yeah, you like the action.
It's such a goofy game, and I love like the goofiness of Resident Evil. And
when Resident Evil goes over the top, it goes over the top hard. I mean, have you seen those movies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The one where they're in the prison and she's shooting shotguns full of quarters?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think 4 and 5 did it perfect for me.
Oh, okay.
It had enough of the Resident Evil feel, but it had enough of over the topness to be like, this is weird AF for Resident Evil, but this is fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think 4 and 5 hit the sweet point for me.
Yeah, I really enjoy Resident Evil. Cool. It's a whole lot of fun. On top of that, what else did I play? I played something else. What did I play?
Played a lot of Animal Crossing, I'll tell you that.
Yes, played Animal Crossing.
Well, we've already talked about that.
But
I'm still on Animal Crossing.
No more Animal Crossing. We'll put that.
We don't need to talk about Animal Crossing. We're just playing through the game at this point.
I know what it is.
We're terraforming. We're doing the same thing everyone else is doing in that game now, except we're doing it probably worse than other people are.
I mentioned last time that I've been rewatching a lot of shows, and stuff, but I didn't say like all of which ones were which and stuff. But since last time, I've finished rewatching all of the Railgun, Index, and Accelerator series.
All of it.
Wow. I rewatched all of it. I even rewatched all the airing episodes of Railgun T that are airing right now.
Seriously?
Yes.
I'm gonna recommend right now. I think we should just hold off on the talk for anime. I think we should record a second episode because we're like right at the end, and we've talked about nothing but video games. Let's make this the video game episode. Let's record another one just about shows and things we've been watching. What do you guys think?
Have you watched a lot?
I watched I started this season, the new season, and watched all the because we talked about it as it started, but I didn't watch. I didn't keep up with it because they canceled a lot of the stuff due to COVID.
No.
I'm caught up to the things that have been released.
I got like my first episode test in and kind of felt the waters with on a lot of shows, but that's about it. So
I watched a lot of crap.
Yeah, that's normally what you do.
I watched all the airing shows.
You watched a lot of airing shows.
I think I watched one of every airing show.
I watched pretty much one of every airing show. I watched a bunch of Netflix shows. I rewatched a bunch of shows. I watched Legend of Galactic Heroes. I watched.
Wow. Yeah. That's a big watch, isn't it?
Well, we'll try to.
The remake season 2.
We'll just try to keep it to I guess what's airing mostly because that's the new stuff.
Yeah.
Try to discuss what's good in that, what's bad in that, what tipped us off to what might be good and what might be plummeting downhill fast. I mean, anybody else got anything else they want to talk about of what we've done in the past?
Sonic the Hedgehog is cool.
I hate Sonic so much at this point.
Yeah,
I'm getting so.
He's
sick
only
of
ever
Sonic.
been good in the live action movie.
Let's be real. The Chow Garden was better.
The Chow Garden was amazing. I love the Chow Garden.
Chow Garden.
Fists be flying, tears be crying.
Chow Garden was the best thing Sonic ever made.
I love the Chow Garden.
Everyone loves the Chow Garden.
Anyway, that's it for this episode.
That is it for this episode.
Yeah, we don't got much more for video games.
No, we don't. I mean, everything has been Persona. Yeah. That's literally all I've done. I picked up Nier Automata.
Speaking of that, since we got
take it away.
Since I just want to say, I don't know if you're actually going to like that game. Chase and I were having this talk a long time ago.
Really?
I don't know if you're actually going to like the game or how much you're going to stick with it. Because it does. When Chase told me you got Nier Automata, I was like, that does not seem like a George game.
I've only ever heard good things about it, but I've also only ever heard about it from Chase, who loves it.
Right.
So, kind of a biased opinion.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know.
It's very... it's got a distinct feel. The gameplay style will switch between, like a shooter, like
a bullet hell kind of thing.
Kind of, it'll be like that. It'll even be like that kind of style while you're running around on the ground.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It'll switch to like a 2D perspective at like points and stuff like that, and it's really cool in my opinion.
Yeah,
design. Sometimes it'll do like a top-down view and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you can literally just spin the camera around and just
the
swing your swords around.
Flashy sometimes. It feels like a Zone of the Enders fight sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's way more flashy than Zone of the Enders.
I was just saying, like, it gets flashy.
That will be interesting, because I picked that up, and I picked up the Danganronpa 1+2 Reloaded or whatever.
2 other games that are also...
pretty much all at the recommendation of Chase. Like, he spoke very highly of all these games, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy them because I think right now they were all on sale. So I have them. I don't know if they're necessarily the next thing I'm going to go to, but there's a good chance I'm going to go to at least one of those series after finishing Persona 5. Or who knows? Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is going to be out on Switch by that point.
I know what I need to talk about. I forgot about it until now.
Right now? Okay. Dude, we're adding time.
Chase knows. Yeah, I completely forgot about it because I'm blocking.
Just go. Will you finish this? And I think that's the end of the episode. Go.
So I bought Sakura Wars.
You bought Sakura Wars?
The Sakura Wars reboot for PS4 that just came out recently.
Wait, Sakura... I need to look at a picture so I know it. Keep going. Keep going.
So I bought it. I was like, I've always wanted to try the Sakura Wars series because I've always heard good things about it.
Right.
So Chase and I were on the fence about getting Sakura Wars when it released. And we're like, whatever. But then I got overtime one weekend. I was like, you know what? I'll take some of this and buy Sakura Wars.
Is this?
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, I'll bite the bullet and I'll get it. It's really bad. Like, it is phenomenally bad.
Is that... Oh, wow. Okay, so it's... Is that like the thing it's famous for, being horrible?
No, it's actually famous for being a pretty good dating sim with...
Wait, it's a dating sim?
Yeah, it's a dating sim with mechs and...
Okay.
Combat in between and stuff.
Wait, how long has Soccer Wars been a thing? This is a Dreamcast.
Yeah,
so for $1,000 on eBay.
So we didn't even get anything Soccer Wars till like what, the fourth game?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get Soccer Wars until like the Wii U.
Well, hey, I can get a curbside pickup at Best Buy right now.
Look at that, buy it.
So I got a picture I need to show you guys later from the game.
Oh my, okay.
The game's phenomenally bad. Okay. It's I'm going to get through it
nice.
Just because I bought it and I'm going to play it. But it's I'm disappointed.
Oh wow.
It's they're trying to be like super flashy with the cinematography. Right. So like characters are just awkwardly like moving.
Oh no.
And doing stuff. Like everybody has they need to keep moving. Like the characters won't sit still, and then the camera angles will change a lot while they're moving too. Oh, so I'm like, you're going to get sick watching it. You're going to feel uncomfortable. The characters are constantly moving.
I've seen a lot of
the main characters. His personality changes really quick during dialogue. It's just like he was being like hard-headed at first, but all of a sudden he's being a comedian.
Right.
So it's just like it doesn't like completely flow. Everything feels off.
Right.
Like nothing's sitting well with me. I don't feel comfortable playing the game. So it's just and the combat's really bad. You can just mash 2 buttons and you'll win. Like there's a dodging mechanic you can use, but you can just ignore that completely and just mash and then use your ultimate attack and kill everything on screen. So
okay.
That's what I was super excited about, and I got it, and I got super disappointed.
Wow.
So I think I got this because Chase bit the bullet on some other games in the past and got burned. So I took this one for us, and I got burned. So
after hearing that, I want to know: do you agree with this statement that I found on the Wikipedia page?
Okay.
In the reception section, do you agree with Chris Moyse of Destructoid when he called the conversations almost always a pleasure, rarely a chore, and the writing very funny?
Writing is bad.
Okay.
The talking to people is a chore because it's timed, so you have to make your decision quick and you have to make the right decision.
Wait, so you're disagreeing with what he said?
Yeah, whoever...
Chris Moyse?
Yeah, Mr. Moist from Destructoid.
Are you sure? Because he did say, and I quote, almost always a pleasure, rarely a chore.
So I mean,
and the writing he called very funny. You're disagreeing with Chris Moyse of Destructoid?
Like 70% disagreeing.
That's okay. He said very funny.
Very funny.
It's not funny. Like I said, I feel uncomfortable playing the game. But like some of the characters are fun.
Okay.
But also some of the Japanese, it's only the Japanese voice actors, some of them don't feel like they match the character. Like it's just, mismatched voice kind of thing.
Which character are you thinking of?
There's an older, I guess you're commanding officer.
Yeah, the, what's her face, the red hair girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's from the original games.
Yeah, it's just her voice doesn't feel like it matches the character they gave her.
It's probably the same voice actor who did it back in the 90s.
Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, like I said, I feel uncomfortable playing the game.
So will you be buying the DLC or not?
No, unless it's
Okay, yeah. He's not gonna be buying the DLC. Yeah. Let's we're gonna have to check back in to make sure he holds to that. But I'm pretty sure he's not gonna get it.
Like I played the game for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I started playing Call of Duty, and I haven't gone back since.
That was a wise decision. Call of Duty is pretty good. Yes. Not very weeby.
Yeah,
but good.
That's why I didn't talk about it.
I love it.
But yes, I like it. It just feel uncomfortable. Right now, the game's sitting at like a solid 3 out of 10.
Whoa!
Yes, I don't agree with Mr. Moist of Destructoid. So that's the only other thing I had to talk. Like it was in such the in the back of my mind that I want to delete from my memory.
Wow.
Okay. But I'm going to get through it eventually at some point.
Well, I am glad you brought it up. Yeah. Because who knows? I could have accidentally stumbled into that at one point. That would have been dangerous.
I fell into the soccer wars.
No, if I'm going dating sim, I'm getting Hatful Boyfriend, and we're just going to call it a day. Going to date some pigeons or whatever.
The anime of Soccer Wars that's airing right now is even worse.
I believe that. 100% believe
I actually believe that Chase knows that because I'm sure he's watching it.
I didn't watch an episode of it because I figured it'd be bad.
I didn't know it was a thing.
And I bought the game, and I was like, I'm not going to watch the anime because I bought the game.
Nice. So,
that's officially all I've got.
I like it.
Anybody else want to toss anything into there that they remember last minute?
No. Nothing to add.
Well, that's what I like to hear. It's been another great episode.
It has.
Of BakaTaka.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Talking about video games.
Gaming! Yeah!
Not anime.
We got months to catch up on, you know? So we can split it up. We're This is healthy.
we'll do an anime episode. But this has been episode 32 of BakaTaka. As usual, on the left we got...
George.
No, Chase, you're on the left.
Chase, you're on the left.
I'm on the right.
No, you're on the left.
This is where the audience sits. I'm on your left.
I shifted.
What? What are you talking? Chase, I'm on the left.
Yeah, in the middle it's me, Eric, and on the right,
I'm George.
And this has been BakaTaka. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.
I'm gonna play this back and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm such an idiot.
Hey, shut up. Tell him to ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ring it all. Ring the cowbell all in the air.
We'll catch you next time.
Goodbye.
Peace. That seemed wholly unnecessary.
You're unnecessary.
Yeah, but I'm not holy.
Matrimony. Modern warfare.
I thought we talked about this. It goes down.